Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon your time zone. God bless you. My name is Pastor Yemi Omogbo Yega. I want to talk on leadership and its influence on humanity. Leadership and its influence on humanity. I might modify the heading while typing the title, but meanwhile, let us take it like that. Leadership has been defined as ability to influence others or other people. And you have several types of leaderships. You have leadership, a situational leadership, where a challenge is coming up somewhere, and somebody rose suddenly to influence such situation and calm down the tension or resolve the problem that is facing the people there. Another one is you have governmental leadership, your president, your legislation, your executive, your whatever. Then you have, let's pick church leadership. Church leadership. Then you have your clubs, you have leaderships, your excos. You have political parties that have their leaderships here and there. Every organization has leaders. And then you have something like leadership goes to the root of humanity. In the Bible, you have from Genesis to Revelation, you have leaders. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, blah, 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 Moses, blah, 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 David, blah, blah, blah. In the New Testament, the greatest leader there is our Lord Yahushua, Mashiach. Then, leadership at home. Leadership at home. The husband is a leader. Unknown to the wife that she too is a leader. If you want to know about that, please go to Proverbs 31, 11 to 31. You see the leadership role of a woman there. She's enterprising. She manages everybody in the house, including the husband. Apportions responsibilities to each person in the house, including the domestic servants. Everybody oversees to the welfare of the entire family, the children, the larger family sector, and manages the resources, that the entire family rely upon. to make their lives comfortable. And then she contributes. She works with her hands and contributes to the upkeep of the house. So those of you think that, okay, my husband is just the leader, and I have no role in the house, you are just joking. That's why many people fail in marriage. You go into your husband's house, you have no skill that you can market for value that will fetch the family money. You wait for your husband to work in the most lucrative organization so that he will be bringing so much money home that you will sit down like bedbug and be milking. Your Waterloo is waiting for you. So you are a leader as a woman. Then there is leadership by age or by seniority. Let's take siblings, for instance. Siblings, the firstborn is older, the one that follows will respect that one, the one that follows, just in that order. Everybody is expected to maintain decorum in that order so that, everything goes well in the family. Then office leadership, military leadership. In our communities, you have community leadership, security committee, electricity committee, everybody having leadership roles to play there. So in summary, we are all leaders depending upon where we operate from. If you look at it, I said, a man and a woman, they are all leaders. Both of them are leaders. Children, they are leaders. Then look at another group of leadership, your grandparents. Your parents, they are leaders. Then your grandparents. If you are lucky to have great-grandparents, they are leaders. You are leaders. They are leaders. They came before you. Can I call that one now leadership by chronology? I have said earlier, leadership is ability to influence others. Bible says, influence them. Yeah, that reminds me of another leadership. Influence them. Don't allow them to influence you. Bible says that one. Which means every Christian, not just your geo, not just your regional pastors, not just your provincial, or depending on the nomenclature that we give to the offices in your church. Everybody, once you are a Christian or you are a Muslim, you are a leader. Because certain expectations are placed on you, are expected of you. And how you now use it to influence everybody. Because as a Christian, you will relate with a mixed multitude, including Muslims, including pagans, including anybody. You will surely relate with them. Now, what is the impact of leadership, or what is the influence of leadership or that leadership brings about in the society. Let's look at it this way. Leadership influence can be positive, can be negative, or good or bad. We just had a confession of General Ibrahim Babangida, who just launched his memoir. Thank God he did it before he will check out of this world. But everybody knew that he influenced this nation. Maybe in some areas maybe good. I would say in one area that Babangida did well, or in some areas that he did well. Babangida, through his leadership style, broke the backbone of ICAN, the Chartered Institute of Accountants of Nigeria, that were so boastful, so proud. I'm not an accountant, but I knew the battle that went on between Anan and ICAN, and it was Babangida that came up and said authoritatively that ICAN will never be the sole regulator of accountancy practice in Nigeria. He did well there. Kudos to him. And he said, if there is need for more, we have already done ANAN, giving ANAN, Association of National Accountants of Nigeria. We have given them recognition, and we are going to give many more bodies recognition as the need arises. That was the last straw that broke the camel's back. And what was the issue that ICAN had? They are so arrogant, so proud, so everything then. They were so. In the 70s, in the 80s, up to 90s, ICAN was just the everything accountancy in Nigeria. That monopoly was broken. In what area would we say Babangida has also helped this nation for good? In the overall, Babangida messed up. His leadership brought him shame even while alive. The greatest errors he made. The killing of Delegiwa, which he never mentioned in his book. According to I haven't read it, or let me say, allegedly did not mention, because I haven't read the book. But he dwelled so much on the greatest problem that he had with Nigeria, the annulment of June 12. He murdered sleep. He brought Nigeria back to the ancient days. He set the hands of the Nigeria's clock backwards several years back, and he wasted lives, innocent lives. Even musicians tasted of his wickedness. I wish late Dr. Orlando Owo is alive today for saying something about Delegiwa. Babangida incarcerated him, and he was in jail for mo mọ ṣége làálàgbọ́n ẹnu òkọ̀ròyìn làálàgbọ́n tó bá dá lágbọ́n tọwọ́ ṣége bá tẹ̀ ẹ́. That shege incidentally used to be an uncle of mine. He's very senior police officer in Alagbon. A family, my uncle. That man, everybody knew him in Alagbon. So Babangida made Orlando Owo to suffer in the hands of my late uncle. He too is late now. That is the influence of Babangida at the grassroots. It was that bad. Of course, his dribbling styles, he keeps everybody in suspense and does what he wishes. What would have been best for him became the worst for him, because we would have said he succeeded in bringing about the organization of the best election, the fairest election in Nigeria, but leadership style twisted his head to the point that it did not only annul all the excuses he's given, that it was some people that are pressurizing him. Yes, you played into their hands because that's what you people have been doing even before it was your turn. You played your brother out. I understood quite well why Buhari will never be there. He was only polite by saying his brother. He sent a representative and better. Babangida and Buhari never see eye to eye. But that is leadership style. Today, the outcome of everything that Babangida did to Nigeria became negative. Backwardness instead of progress. Bloodshed. Catastrophe. We have been struggling since 1993 till 2025. 1993, I think, we were told us about 31 years ago, if I'm correct. But that far, Babangida has set us back in this country. Today, Nigeria probably would not be where we are today if not for the greedy nature or the wicked nature or the unfeeling, uncaring, or I am all in all nature of ex-president Babangida. He hurt this nation. He hurt every generation. He did evil, and today he's confessing. That is leadership for you. Negative influence on our society. That is it for you. Then you have positive leaderships here and there. I told you it could be positive, it could be negative. You have leaderships that go to Rwanda today. Rwanda went to war, everything turned apart, everything. Today they have good leadership. It was bad leadership that led them to that war. Go to Somalia. It was bad leadership. So if a nation will go to war, it will be a function of the leadership. If a nation will prosper, it will be a function of leadership. Remember in the Bible, when people said, give us king, we are tired of theocratic leadership, priesthood leadership. Give us king like other nations. And God told them, yes, I will give you a king, but it will be of negative influence upon your life. And it was a permissive will of God. He gave it to them. We knew what Saul did to the Israelites. Bad leadership. Whereas the leadership of Samuel was excellent, except in the home front. You see, leadership at home. He succeeded in the ministry, but he failed in the home front. Eli succeeded, so to speak, in the ministry, but failed completely in the home front. And the negative impact of it also fell upon him to the point that Samuel had to take over instead of his children, one of his children, Phinehas or something. He failed woefully in the home front. Leadership is a very sensitive position in life to be. Leadership position is a very, very sensitive one. And you that are looking at me, listening to the sound of my voice, you are a leader somewhere, even as we are looking at each other now. You are a leader. If you are not a leader at home, you are a leader in the office. In your office, it could be political office, it could be any professional office, it could be anywhere, it could be any organization. You are a leader. In the home front, it could be that you are the firstborn and others are following you. You are a leader to them all. It could be that you are a married man, you are a leader to your wife is a leader to you and to other members of the family. In fact, she's a great leader, a greater leader. Because our constituencies are many. The children, you, the extended members of the family, our office, our working place, our business, everything. So everybody is a leader. So it could be for good, it could be for bad. Today, Rwanda has good leadership, and that country is moving forward. Today, we knew the leadership up to the point of Buhari, and we knew that that was really bad leadership. Indeed, the stuff in Buhari did not come out until he became the president of Nigeria under the civilian dispensation. What we thought he was so firmly in grip of during his military days, indeed came to be clear to us that it was late Tunde Idiagbon that was ruling, just as it was with Obasanjo and Murtala. That, well, that one is even better. Murtala was strong, a strong leader, a very good leader. Obasanjo stood then, his assistant was like, combining two good heads together. But unfortunately, when it was the turn of Obasanjo, he tried too. I wouldn't say he didn't try. As the president of Nigeria, you will remember him for so many things. But I think the regrettable thing about him was that things have gone terribly bad, as he confessed. He confessed that he never knew that things were this bad. The extent, said he didn't know the extent to which things were bad. And it was the bad leaders right from the very onset that caused the problem of Nigeria. Now, this is Tinubu era. We are waiting. We are waiting. Who will right the wrongs that have been done to this nation? He will do his bit, he will go, and then we will assess him at the end of his tenure. So influence is what leadership is all about. Let me take, if you are not a leader in the political office or in any office in particular, let's take the home front. You're a father. You are the head of your wife. As Christ is the head of the church. That he gave his only begotten, that he sacrificed his life for it. He laid down his life for the church. You and I, you are the church. But as an husband, what's your leadership style at home? Is it a visionary leadership that is looking for better ways of bringing the family up? Or the one that is just a drunkard that envisions nothing, promotes nothing good in the family? Are you a bully to your wife? Or a bully to your children? Do you care about the future of your next generation? Do you make adequate provisions for the needs of your immediate families? Is your wife, can your wife be proud of you? That if she was to come or she's to come again, that she will marry you? Okay. Those are just few questions. For the woman, your own report is even very easy. Till the dying day of your husband, everything about his faith is hanging on your neck as a woman. Even while the moment you get married to him, his mother used to be the influence upon him before. But you, the wife, has come. You have taken over the battle. And what is your report? Have you separated everybody away from your husband? Have you demarcated the relationship between your husband and his larger family or his siblings or his entire corporate family? Are you even integrating into the family in the first place? Or you just want to carve out your own kingdom? Me, my husband, my children. Are you discouraging your husband from doing good to people? Are you discouraging your husband from uplifting the corporate image of your family? Food for thought. You see, people will judge you. You know that if your husband pies today, what will happen? It is then you will see your report. Thank God, the man has gone to rest. He never rested because his wife never gave him peace during his lifetime. No member of the family can come to you. Nobody. Not brothers, not sisters, not uncles, nobody. It depends on your own report. The Church of God. We are seeing what is happening now. The Church of God is supposed to be a place of rest, a place of peace, an abode for joy. But the leadership style of our GOs, what have they portrayed? Do they treat us as human beings? Do they look at us as somebody of substance? Do they promote our well-being? 2 Corinthians chapter 8 and chapter 9 talks so much about the relationship between the church and the people, its membership. The role of the church is to create an egalitarian society where members of that church are catered for by the church to the greatest according to their needs. And in matters of giving, the church is not to pressurize people to give to the church, promising them making fake promises to them. They are not supposed to do. But the leadership style we're having today, are they not dying over tithes that is outlawed by Hebrew chapter 7 verse 22, even chapter 7 verse 5, and then verse 22. Are they not saying you won't go to heaven unless you pay tithe? Are they not saying that things will be tight for you unless you pay tithe? Where did they find it? Did they not read this Bible? That is the leadership style that is greedy for gain. Are they not now saying that they would unalive you if you dare challenge them, a place where you're supposed to have peace? If you talk, they say they will kill you, unalive you. For a GO to open his mouth and said, instead of saving life, that he would take life. The judiciary, Dele Farotimi, Pastor Safe Babalola. Age is leadership. Babalola is going to 100 years. Dele Farotimi is 50-something years of age. Did Afe Babalola not want to swallow and make sure that he raised the total existence of Farotimi professionally and make sure he killed him? Is it the dehumanizing treatment he gave to him, catapulting him from Lagos to Ekiti? If God did not come to Dele Farotimi, look, are these leaders not ready to destroy the young ones? 1. 2, are these leaders doing what is good, using their influences? I told you leadership of influence, using their influence to corrupt the judiciary. And when somebody now shouted, then that person must be killed, maimed, destroyed. His name must be derobed. His name must be taken out. In fact, he must be taken out of existence. That's the leadership style. I told you you are a leader. Every blogger is a leader. Do you know we are influencing the society? Forget about the population. My population now is about 690 subscribers. I know it will get to 690,000 later. I'm not too desperate about population, but those of you who are with me now, you are the people that will propagate this gospel. If you are sharing this video, you subscribe to increase the volume. I did a video, 21,000 viewers, but 690 subscribers. Did you ever press the like button to encourage us? Did you ever? Or are you not just catching cruise when we are laboring to release this information that will make you conscious of how to live your life in a godly manner, in a God-fearing manner? We are talking about leadership today. We are saying you are a leader. Wherever you are, let your influence be for good, not for evil. Are you sharing this for others to know? Or did you use it to mirror yourself? Your leadership style. No other person has an idea. But whereas leadership is to coordinate the ideas of everybody and then sift them, harmonize them, then represent the people that you are leading and speak with one voice that will marshal the points that will get the people you are leading what they want. Or are you using political in nature such that anything that does not profit you, you will represent yourself, not your people. You just take the decisions. And then your people you will not even communicate with them for them to know that you've taken a decision. Maybe until something leaks from outside before you can ever think of consulting. Leadership is also about coordination. Leadership is about communication. Leadership is about carrying people along. Otherwise, you will fail. So, in whatever situation you are, in your community, are you giving leadership that is positive? Let's take the commonest thing where you live. You're supposed to be a positive influence. When they say contribute money, are you contributing to uplift the place, or to secure the place, or to make the place okay? Are you contributing money? Are you volunteering anything? Do you have anything that you are even doing as a personal social responsibility for your community? Is everything ended at your gate? Anything outside your gate? You will see that in some communities, few people will just gather together and say, okay, they do the road, they fix everything. If there's trouble, they go around and they coordinate and get it fixed. You think that they are providing leadership. You think that they have nothing to do. It's not so. They are the people who are thinking of the benefits of everybody, not of their own alone. What sort of influence are you in your society, in wherever you are? It is the accumulation of all these little efforts in whatever leadership position you find yourself that leads to the overall influence or progress or failure or development that your community will have. You have good leadership in government, all this scatter thing we have in Nigeria will not be so. Today I laughed when I saw on TikTok when the US that we thought was sacred and was so beautiful, that Donald Trump had to be saying that we never knew that America is even worse than Nigeria in terms of, was alleged to say anyway, that America, he never knew that America was worse than Nigeria in terms of corruption. And come and see the figures is reeling out and the purpose for which they are using it for. If there is anything I hated the Democrats for in the US now, is the promotion of gay marriage, lesbianism, or whatever, homosexualism, whatever. Spending billions and then trying to influence. I thank God for Buhari that never made mistake. They said, sorry, it is alien to our African culture. If you want to take a loan, I want you to make sure that you approve of homosexualism before they can listen to you. Thank God for Nigerian government. Thank God for Kenyan government. Leadership style. Maybe it is people that introduced this. It's so terrible that T.D. Jakes explaining away gay marriage, that religion is evolving because it's involved. What sort of myth is that? Religion is evolving, so until it will now accommodate homosexualism, that God, because of destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and the Benjamites in the Bible, and that Paul said it should not be heard of that there is sexual harassment in whatever nature in the church circle. So leadership style. Donald Trump has now, become an hero by saying, let us toe the path of God. We cannot move the ancient boundary. God has set a boundary between man and woman. A man will be man, a woman will be woman. And you should not give your body to unnatural desires. It is those that God has forsaken that will do it. So the moment you are an homosexualist or gay, whatever, God has forsaken you unless you repent. Because you are going for the reprobate of your mind. When a child says, let me go my way, I don't want anything to do with my parents, because he is going towards the reprobate of his mind. And parents will not force until he meets his Waterloo or her Waterloo. You cannot erase leadership. You cannot erase your parents out of existence. Otherwise, something bigger, worse is coming upon you. It's a natural cause. Irrespective of where you are, be a leader that influences for good and not for bad. Be somebody that is a leader, whether at home, in the office, in anywhere you are, that has integrity. Be a leader that is considerate. All the material things you are pursuing, that you are manipulating other people for, or you brought something belongs to many, and I remember one of our leaders, and I was the chairman of Record in Felodon Local Government Cassava Growers Association of Nigeria. And what's the name of this? The All Farmers Association of Nigeria. All sorts of things, all sorts of groups that I became to. The leaderships were the problem. At one time, government released trailer loads of fertilizer, and a pastor leader diverted a whole trailer load. He went to court. I believe that case must have been dead by now. A leader, a pastor. A husband that would beat the wife, and then the husband that would be drunk and insult everybody at home, and assault even. What are you talking about? What sort of leader are you? The problem we have in Nigeria today is leadership problem. The day we begin to have good leaders, the day we start moving forward. What we have before are consumer leadership. They prefer to be importing things. You see, as bad as it is, we need to go and set up a refinery abroad and ship the nation's crude oil there and then import it back at dollar rate. What a criminal. And that thing was mentioned, and nobody is tracing it today. Nobody is talking about it. It is covered up. Leadership style. May God help us, Jared. Don't let me make the video too long. I just say to talk about leadership and its influence on the society. You and I put together, all our activities put together, is what influences the society, either for good or for bad. Me, I would like to be remembered for influencing the society for good, starting from my own family level and then to wherever I find myself. God bless you. How about you? Please subscribe, share this video, like it, pass your comments, and let us advance. God bless you. Bye for now. Yemi Omogboyega, your good friend.